Handing over the mic to Bala.
Thanks, Chaitra. It was really very informative. So I'm on slide number 26, and one small correction actually. With the latest release of 3.5, our migration toolkit also covers the framework. 3 frameworks have been covered. That is the Spring framework, Hibernate, and Seam framework. So the lookup code of Spring framework, which is in one of the slides, that you no need to take care of manually. It is covered by the toolkit itself. So this, and you don't worry about the manual changes because these are very minimal. It is very required only when the toolkit doesn't cover. Okay. So this is giving a high level of the rules, because the hero of this migration toolkit is the rules, which I mentioned in my previous part, was in the beginning of the slides, which is gained out of the industry experience by IBM. So I'm listing that the version of migration toolkit, which you see in the left-hand side, and the different categories of the rule, the rules category which we mentioned, right? So we started the WebLogic almost 3 years ago for support, and with the version 1.0, which is released on December of 12/09, there are 28 WebLogic rules. And the next we start supporting JBoss, and you can see the rules are keep increasing. So with the latest release, that is 3.5, which released on 6/12, we have 61 rules for WebLogic. So this really shows how we progressed in terms of the migration, and how many new rules are getting added into each and every new release. Though it's open source, so it's a free product. With JBoss, we have 20, and WebSphere 136. Interestingly, only in the WebSphere metrics, it is getting reduced from 150 to 136. The reason is some of the rules are getting moved into the Java SC, which you see the later, right? And with Oracle After, we have 30. With Tomcat, which is newly supported from this version 3.5, because we have equivalent to Tomcat from WebSphere. In those who 8.5 are those who are going to attend. And then tomorrow's talk, given by Lalita from our team, she is going to speak about the 8.5 features and the Liberty. So there, the Liberty is the equivalent for the Tomcat. So this toolkit supports for the first time migration from Tomcat. Okay. So we have 16 rules, and within Java SC we have 41. And the framework which I mentioned, the Spring, Seam, and Hibernate, we have 16 rules. Okay. I'm moving on to the next slide, slide 27. This which I mentioned, speaks about the framework rules new. That Spring, Hibernate, and Seam, because these are the major frameworks used across the industry. So we are having a support, and we are just having a support for the Spring XML configuration files. So you can, no need to worry about that. And after that, we provide the best practice information to know how you can make the best use of the frameworks in App Server. So I'm on slide number 28. I will summarize some of the key success stories, and because it's an external forum, so I cannot name the customer and the business partner, but I can just give an overview of what we have done so far. It's just out of many competitive migration, successful competitive takeout, I have, just speaking about 2 or 3. I'm on slide number 29. It's one of the largest Indian banks. So the product, the target app server of WAS is App Server ND, WebSphere App Server ND. Okay, so this is this app they use internally. This is one of the major bank, in India. So they usually internally use this app to track and initiate transaction. This is used by the bank employees. So we have 2 competitors. Of course, I cannot name because it's an external forum. But the management, the technical chief architect, one of the person, he's still in contact with me. So he's very happy to go for WAS because of TCO on the performance. But he has a major challenge, that is the timeline for migration, right? Because It's already in production, and they are about to develop for some new feature, and they wanted to happen in in a very short time. So he's very keen to move for VAS, but he's worried. His only concern is how much time it is going to take, right? And we are on site. It is headquartered in Chennai, and we are on site, and we migrated. Even we bypassed all their expectation. We migrated in just 4 days. So this migration amidst end-to-end, starting from understanding their application, installing the WebSphere App Server with the latest fix pack, setting the migration toolkit, the Eclipse, the RAD, and making it production ready, completely running it migration, porting into WebSphere App Server, handing over the code, giving the KT, and also done the performance testing, and which is certified by their team that this is ready to go for production. We have done just in 4 days all this. So I am on slide number 13, and this is a little different. The case is typically we go for migration pre-production, right? I mean, the management or the technical people decides that okay, we have to go for from this so and so competitive product to this WebSphere App Server because it's proven. But this is a little tricky and different because the customer is already running on a competitive product, and he is getting out of memory error every now and then. And this out of memory error, being the customer, they have their own internal IT team, and the ISV, there is a Bangalore-based on ISV provided the source code. Provided the application, as well as the vendor, the middleware vendor, one of our competitor. All these three teams, they're trying for 2 years, to fix the out-of-memory issues, and they couldn't, because the nature of use is very difficult to understand, because sometimes even for days and months the issue won't occur, and sometimes it just getting occurred, in every minute and every hour. So they tried all the means of understanding and introspecting the issue, but they are not able to. So we pitched the WebSphere App Server, and somehow we convinced the technical team and said that, okay, you give us, because they have a load balancer, and they have some, I think, sun tray machine, and we requested them, we get right into the production, you just provide us a box, the same machine, the sun tray machine. We install the WebSphere App Server and make your load balancer route 50% to the competitive product and 50% to our WebSphere App Server. And we try to fix the issue. So then somehow we convinced, and we migrated. We migrated, I think, in 1 or 2 days the code. Then it was live on production, and we got the same error in WebSphere App Server as well. Then finally, I cannot tell in detail. So we used that, our tracing tools, ISA, IBM Support Assistant tools, and we got the log and we analyzed everything. And in next day we fixed the issue. So there is application problem, small problem, so that we identified because of our ISV tool, and we fixed we gave recommendation to the ISV team to develop that, to change the fix, and it was up and it was in production. So the team, the customer is very happy for the IBM products, the WebSphere App Server, the ISA, and the IBM technical team which involved, it was really a very pain point for the partners, because I was there in the site. What they do is exactly, they kind of monitor the metrics of the competitive app server, how much JVM and how much CPU utilization is happening. And whenever it reaches beyond 90, what happens, they kind of somehow generate a SMS, and he registered his number and his manager number and his colleague number, and they stay near to the office in Navi Mumbai, and they come running, whether it's 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the night, they come running and recycle the whole app server after filling the logs, and they go back to sleep. This was happening for last 2 years, because they cannot do anything, because it is one of the backbone of their application. So, and we fixed the issue in a very short time, probably 2 days for migration and 1 day for for fixing this issue. In 3 days we migrated, and they are very happy. So I'm on slide number 31. This case was a little different. Here the partner is an internet banking vendor and one of our competitors' premium business partner. And it seems like they get some margin whenever the competitive app server gets sold. And from the beginning of their company, they have relationship only with our competitive app server. And IBM never had any relationship with that. But interestingly, the customer, it's one of the Australian bank, they are standardized on the IBM stack. So the customer is pushing for VAS, but the partner said, no, we don't have timeline. We have, we need to develop some more feature, but at the same time we need to migrate, and the migration is going to take a lot of time, and we don't have bandwidth for that. So the customer is kind of, in between whether to go for VAS or to the competitive app server. But somehow the customer approached us, and we convinced, and we said that we make all the apps. They have 7 apps, and we ensure, we promise that we make all the 7 apps ready for production. I mean, production ready, which I said a lot of things. Installing the app server with the latest fix pack, and installing the migration toolkit, understanding the code, and migrating it, and doing a configuration migration, and making it to ready for performance testing as well as end-to-end testing, and also giving a KT on for customer in terms of the migration as well as the VAS, because VAS is new, things, to the customer as well as partner to give an idea and the KT of how the VAS things. So all these things we completed in 2 weeks. I was there on site, and we have completed in 2 weeks. So this is one of our another successful stories. So we can talk a lot about success story, but considering the timeline, I finished with that, and I am on slide number 32. I will kind of summarize some of the very important links as references, So 33, I'm on slide number 33, on the page where you can download the migration toolkit, the forum where you can shoot your questions and get it answered by the experts, and the video I recommend, at least if not all, at least you can go through the demo video, which is the third link, which is very interesting, which walks through the end-to-end, how to install and still migrating it, and it's really very interesting. And you can also have the replay and the product documentation. Right now it is 3.5, that PDF you can take it. And then slide 34. Yeah, of course you have a lot of these links. You can. We also have a red books. So I'm on slide number 38, and I hope most of the partners and customers and freshers have logged into this call. If you have any queries on migration, and you need any help, we do it